All right, so get this. Nvidia, right?
Right.
The ones making your games look super realistic. They jumped head first into AI.
Yeah.
And stop messing around. This is big.
Yeah.
This isn't just a software launch. They're trying to change how we think about AI.
Yeah, no, it really could be a turning point. I mean, we're talking about Nemotron,
Right.
which is their new AI model going toe-to-toe with some of the biggest names out there, and it's really shaking things up.
Okay, so Nvidia hardware. Got it. Software. What made them want to build their own AI model?
Well, they've got the hardware, right? It kind of makes sense. They built the high-performance infrastructure, so this is like, okay, now let's make tools that really use that to the max. But the thing is, so Nemotron itself, it's actually built on Meta's open source Llama model.
Yeah.
But NVIDIA's, they've added their own little tweaks. They're calling it their secret sauce.
Secret sauce. What is that? What are they doing differently?
Well, they're really focused on the training data, for one. It's not just about throwing a ton of data at the model. They're saying quality over quantity. They're picking out exactly what they feed Nemotron to make sure it's learning from the right stuff.
So it's like, instead of cramming for the SATs, Nemotron's got like a private tutor.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, they're using their own like top of the line hardware to train and run the model. So Nemotron's got this processing power, edge. But I think the key difference, the thing that really sets them apart, is that they design Nemotron with the user in mind. They want it to be easy to use, helpful,
Right.
even for people who aren't, coding experts.
So it's one thing to talk the talk. Can it walk the walk?
Yeah.
It's got some pretty impressive benchmarks.
Yeah, more than just talk.
What's the deal with that?
Nemotron's already beating some of the biggest names in AI. Of course, benchmarking AI, it's tough. There's no perfect test.
Right.
But even with that, Nemotron's early performances, it's looking really good.
So what kind of results are we talking, like perfect scores?
Well, so it's reported that Nemotron got like an 85 on the hard test on those Chatbot Arena leaderboards.
Okay.
And to put that into perspective, that's right up there with models like GPT-4o and Claude-3, which are like the top dogs.
So hold on, Nemotron, that's built on that mid-tier Llama model,
Right.
And it's already keeping pace with GPT-4o, which was trained on, what, trillions of data points?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?
Like a brand new band selling out stadiums on their first album.
Yeah, and that's what makes this so interesting. It's like maybe bigger isn't always better in AI. And this could be huge, especially when you consider that Nemotron's open source.
Right. This isn't just NVIDIA, trying to win. They're sharing all this with everybody.
Exactly. And that's where things get really, really interesting. Making Nemotron open source, I mean, it's a game changer for AI.
Okay.
It really is.
Okay, so for someone who doesn't, live and breathe code,
Right.
what's the big deal with open source?
Okay, imagine if like the most important medical discoveries, right?
Right, yeah.
They weren't kept secret, but everyone shared them.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're talking about here.
So instead of like a few companies controlling everything AI, it's like the whole world working together
Exactly.
to build something new.
It's all about collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Transparency. And that means faster development, more innovation. But it's bigger than that. It's like it makes these tools available to everyone, researchers, developers, even just people messing around in their basement.
So you're saying someone could like use Nemotron to create the next big thing in their garage?
It's possible, yeah. Think about it. AI-powered doctors in places that never had it before, or like education software, that adapts to how you learn best, all because of open source.
It's like giving everyone the keys to a spaceship.
Right. And we're already seeing the impact. Nemotron, it's showing what happens when you take amazing technology and let everyone contribute. And the best part, we're just getting started.
You're saying if this is the starter kit, yeah, exactly.
What happens when they bring out the big guns?
Nemotron, it's based on, a 70 billion parameter llama model, which is impressive, right? But it's not the biggest one out there. Imagine what people could do with the 405 billion parameter version, or even bigger ones that are in the works.
It's like discovering a bird that can fly across the ocean and then realizing, oh, there's a whole flock of them and they can fly even further.
And with everyone working together, who knows how far it could go? We could see AI doing things we haven't even thought of yet.
So just to recap, Nemotron, it's not just another AI.
Wow.
It's a whole new way of thinking about AI. It's proof that open source can change everything.
Absolutely. And that's the exciting part. When you give these tools to so many people, what will they create? What problems will they solve?
It's like NVIDIA just like fired the starting pistol.
Yeah.
And now the race is on. So what should people be watching for in the next few months? Watch the open source community. See how people use Nemotron, what they build with it, the breakthroughs they make. And remember, you're not just watching.
You're saying our listeners can be part of it.
Exactly. That's the beauty of open source. Explore it, play around with it. Who knows? You might be the one to discover the next big thing.
Now, that's what I call a call to action.
Yeah.
You've given us a lot to think about today. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Happy to be here. This is a conversation I think we're going to be having for a long time.
Like you were saying earlier, this feels different. It's not just another update. It's Nvidia's changing how the whole thing works.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool. By making Nemotron open source, they're basically saying, hey, everyone, come and play.
Right.
It's not about who has the most money or the biggest computers anymore.
Right. So where do we go from here? What are the big questions?
Honestly, the possibilities are kind of mind-blowing. What if we could use AI to fight climate change?
Yeah.
Or create medicine that's tailored to you, or even translate languages instantly in real time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this isn't science fiction, it's within reach.
That's a lot to process.
It is. And that's why it's so important for everyone to get involved, to understand what AI can do and what it can't do. This isn't just for the techies anymore.
Right.
This is about all of us shaping the future.
So if there's one thing you want our listeners to take away from this whole thing, what would it be?
Stay curious. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to experiment, to see what's possible with this technology, because the future is being written right now, and we all have a hand in it.
That's a great point. Well, thanks again for taking this deep dive with me.
Of course, it's been fun.
It's been really interesting. I'm really glad you could join us. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning into this deep dive. See you next time.
See you later.